on top of the world, about to jump above it. Take it straight to the moon, 'cause we know how to rock it. Ain't no thing you can do, ain't no way to stop it. Now you're feeling it too, let's get it started. Throw your hands in the air while the beat is dropping. Acting like you don't care when everybody's watching. Just keep whipping your hair like that, you got it. Yeah, you're feeling it too, let's get it started. I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Charts off the meter, turn it up, blow the speakers, make them all to believers, break through the surface, tell them open the curtains, give them all what they wanted, yeah, now let's get started. Let's get it, get it. Yeah, I'm ready, ready. I'm ready. Are you ready, ready? I'm ready. Let's get it started. Yeah, yeah, I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it, get it. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me something new. Time to break it loose. Take it to another level. Now we on the move. Shout if you coming with me. Going over the limit. On your mark, keep it steady. So tell me, are you ready? I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started.
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to round number 7 tonight of the Northwest iRacing Truck Series. We are at the virtual Kansas Speedway. Hey, look out, Toto. Look out, Andy M. It's not a twister. It's trucks flying around this exciting mile-and-a-half track, and we're ready to bring it to you. iRacing on LSRTV. And for those that are listening on the Community Radio Network, of course, if you were listening earlier on the radio coverage, we had an awesome broadcast of softball doubleheader. And now, of course, Finish Line. Great show that was. And now we settle in, Kansas Speedway. I'm Wesley Outland. We got California Samuel Dyer back in the house, and we can actually introduce you with your name on the bottom, buddy. How you doing, Sammy D?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been awesome to actually be in the booth, prepared, ready to go. And here at Kansas, been a little bit of a change up for these drivers. Confusion on our end on what track we were going, and also how many laps. That is going to be the fun thing here tonight, Wesley. It's a little bit changed up on how the drivers are going to be reacting here at Kansas. A little bit of a shorter race, but I'm excited because we've had 6 races, 6 different winners.
Yes.
Let's even go 7 for 7.
Yeah, man, six different winners. And by the way, the most recent one was Cole Rass. He picked up the win last week at Darlington Raceway. And obviously, this is a unique racetrack. We could talk about the tales of everything right now. I know we're going quickly into qualifying coming up, and then we go for 100 laps, okay? Qualifying is ongoing right now. Practice qualifying, lone qualifying, of course, after the driver's meeting. I think they've already done that. And then, Samuel, we go into 100 laps, man, 100 laps around the mile-and-a-half here at Kansas Speedway. You think of the word precision banking. You think of the opportunities for 2 and 3 and 4 wide racing. Okay, no, it's not like Talladega last week, but I think you're going to see some really good racing with this next-gen car, of course, on Monday when we're here with the Cup Series. But tonight for the truck, I think the opportunity is going to be exciting, too. I don't think they're going to be tailgate to tailgate single file.
I mean, there's the opportunity of them being single file, but I think we're going to see some close side-by-side racing. And that's the thing we're excited about. This is the start of a 4-week, mile-and-a-half racing action. We've got Kansas here tonight, Atlanta next week, then Charlotte in Texas. It's good to see kind of the cookie-cutter tracks, but like you said, progressive banking, that's going to allow these drivers really to utilize side-by-side racing, finding the low end, driving down low at some aspects of this race, others going high. Got to see a lot of that transition throughout these green flag runs.
Hey, and something we haven't done in a while is your ML Performance weather conditions, and there you see it right there on the virtual sim. 76 degrees, air temp. Of course, it's 10-mile-per-hour wind speed here in Kansas. Don't have to worry about those twisters, Andy Gam, but it is going to be a little windy, Sammy D. And track temp is 88 degrees. Perfect day, perfect afternoon on the virtual sim for racing at Kansas. So, yeah. I'll tell you what, I know that we mentioned last week Cole Raz obviously makes the 6 different winner in 6 races. I know we've got a couple of repeat winners on the series for the Northwest Cup Series, but Samuel, and we've seen some first-time winners win this year. How fun has this Northwest Series been for Cup and Truck, you think?
I mean, on the Cup end, it's been wild to see a controversy under the first race, and then it's just been whoever can get up front and survive. Truck side, it's kind of been a coin toss. On some drivers have been looking very quick. Others have been finding that extra speed. I mean, I got to say, it's been good to see those really surprising winners early on in the season. But we're starting to see the drivers that really we knew were going to be drivers to watch out for. That is Stephen O'Hare, Dennis Moore, Cole Raz. They're looking fast and always going to be favorites to watch out for. The driver I'm really surprised about, got to say, haven't seen that of Caden Anderson in the victory lane. I think he's going to be the one to watch out for here tonight.
Sorry about that, Samuel. I dropped my headset and it fell on the ground, and that's what everybody heard just a few moments ago. I was standing up in my chair. I went to bend over and get ready to sit down in the chair, and all of a sudden the headset fell off my head. So, hey, as we'll get ready to, I figured you'd get a laugh out of that, Charles. So, as we move into the next round here, I want to let everybody know, Samuel, I want to promote this. We want to promote this tonight. There's going to be a lot of cool things that you're going to see throughout the evening at Kansas. Something we've been working on, a lot of cool bells and whistles. I don't even want to say anything right now, but man, it's pretty cool as we're getting ready to go into qualifying coming up.
Qualifying is done. We are actually gridding up. We skipped qualifying. We had a little bit of a late start here. We actually were
technical difficulties.
And now it's time to see where the drivers lie here as we're getting ready for Kansas 100 laps here tonight.
Well, let's get this started. It is time for the Team 126 Racing starting lineup, and something that we haven't had in a while is the grid and the music, and look at this. On the pole, Caden Anderson, he's got 2 wins this year already, looking to try to win again. The driver of the car number 37, truck 37 to the outside, Dennis Moore in the 44, the Monster Energy Machine. He'll be coming up here in just a few moments. That's row 1. Row 2 will find Cole Raz. He is the winner last week, of course, at Darlington. To his outside, the 2021 ARCA Northwest champion, Brian Bloom. Row number 3 on the grid, Kevin Smith, the Richmond winner out of Hermiston, Washington, the 00. Dan Lowther in the 63, one of the veteran racers here of the Northwest. Casey Garber in the 94. Keep an eye on Kenneth as always. Dean Moore for Beaver State Racing in the 33, row number 4. Round out your top 10. Troy Daggett at 51 and Tyler King ready to go with the 21, your top 10 here at Kansas.
Then got to be row number 6. It's the Catman 333, James Vining, as well. Going to have the 12 of that of Briar Reynolds to his outside. Row number 7 finds that of Jeff Stabnow in the 24, and is that Robert Campbell in the 54. Got to be for row number 7. Row 8 finds that of Sean Bridesman in the 46. Missed out last week, but back in the driver's seat this week in row 8 with that of the back-to-back champ. We'll see how Dan West Jr. can climb his way through this field. Row 9 going to be finding that of Will Fletcher's in the 028, as well as that of Vinnie McDonald's in that of the 43. In row number 10, it's Aaron Cooper in the 71, as well as Carl Burke in the 53.
Moving on to row number 11, Roy Grande in the 18th. Field comes off of pit road of the defending Cup Series champion of last year, Chris White, in the number 6. Row 12, tonight we'll find John Ottenbacher in 89 to the outside, Angel Ortega in the 68 machine. Row 13, Cameron Iverson in 65. BJ Duval is in the house in the truck. He'll start in the 26 spot. 27th on the grid, row 14, Casey Duncan in the 17. What a good run for him last week at the Darlington Cup race. This past Monday night, Dana Rogers in 07. Row 15, top 30, BJ Tindrick and Toby Ritters. Good run, 72 and 23.
The last couple of these drivers going to be the 26 of Ray Fournier, as well as Frank Harris in the 11, finishing out row number 16 with Ron Hunter in the 22 with Scott Hutchinson in 61 for row 17. And finishing out these last rows, it's Tyler Kim in the 30 and that of Chris Kamari going to be in the 15.
Yes, sir. There is the starting lineup, if you will, for these drivers as they do get ready to go. It's going to be a fun time. We're glad you're here with us. It will be of course, 100 laps. 100 laps. They have a 2-hour time limit just in case, but the field is ready. Pace car is in. Ladies and gentlemen, strap in. Get ready, Toto. Run NEM. Green flag in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a virtual race here at Kansas Speedway. This should be exciting. This should be fun. Rip roar to turn one. Give it to Anderson with the whole shot on the bottom, and we're right there with Raz. Right there with him, Dennis Moore. That's the way they stand. Top 3 single file off 2.
That single file, like we noted on, it can happen, but expect this progressive banking. We're going to see a lot of side-by-side racing going on, and also kind of close to super speedway action in the middle of the field. But up front, Kane Anderson, Cole Raz, I mean, these two, they have been so fast from qualifying. They translated over to the speed, but the luck has not been there for Kane Anderson. He's going to need a little bit of it here at Kansas, leading lap number 1.
Lap number 1, this race underway. We'll keep an eye on it here as these drivers work their way. Opening laps, Anderson jumping up in the front spot. Raz behind him. Here comes Dennis Moore. And you know, Samuel, I tell you, buddy, it's really exciting to watch these drivers adapt from track to track. They went from a road course, then they went, of course, to Talladega. Watch this little slip there. Hold on. Then you see them go from Darlington, the short track swing that we had, from the dirt at Bristol. It's just really unique. We talk about the real circuit of racing. Well, the same thing for these sim guys on the virtual iRacing simulator. They've got to adapt. They've got to figure these cars and trucks out as we have a caution flag. Caution is out for the first time tonight. And Samuel will try to find it and dissect it and put out that Pulse Poppers instant replay for the first time tonight at Kansas.
Yeah, these drivers, they've been, I mean, we saw it on screen. That was just the middle of the field, how aggressive they were running around one another and bringing out the yellow here tonight. Looking to see where exactly it is on track. As most of the field,
it's Tyler Kim?
It could have been, but I think it might have been that of Dana Rogers that could have brought out this yellow. Rogers had issues off the racing surface and pulled it into pit road. So I believe that also could have been the issue, as drivers are pacing now and waiting to catch up, as we're waiting to see exactly what potentially brought out this yellow, because right now I'm cycling through all the drivers and I'm not seeing it currently on my end.
Yeah, we're wondering if possibly it was an incident involving Tyler Kim in the 30, but Dana Rogers in the 07, kind of watching him. Going to wonder if he made put out a yellow flag with a problem in the 07 truck. Everybody else is still racing. I wonder if that's what triggered the caution, Samuel. Slow truck, bottom of the apron there for Dana Rogers.
Yeah, it's kind of what we're presuming brought out this yellow here. Again, we don't have full confirmation on what brought out this yellow for sure, but Dana Rogers did have issues, and that is going to be at least one DNF for the night for the 07. And that was just, I believe that was just on lap number 1 and then pulled off. So now we're going to be seeing how these drivers are going to attack. A little bit of green flag racing action. So they got some warmth in these tires. But now we'll see after some pacing on how well they want to adapt on this next restart.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that as we are under the yellow flag for the first time here tonight, of course. Samuel, before we go any further, man, let's talk about Sunday night, the Major Series, Major's Garage program. We do the American Sportsman Series. I know you're looking forward to it like I am. I'll be honest, I always enjoy working with you and looking forward to this Sunday. But my favorite one, I think one of the favorites on the Major Series, there's 3. There's obviously the dirt race coming up at Wheatsport later on in the year. There's the race with the 600-mile official of Coca-Cola World 600 with the 87 Cup cars coming up on, I think, the first weekend after Memorial Day in June. But in 2 weeks from this Sunday, the Dolores and the official virtual greatest spectacle in racing, the Indianapolis 500. But they do have 2 races in the month of May. Talk about it.
Yeah, coming up to this Sunday, going to be seeing those drivers in the Porsches going to be racing as all different regions. You have the international region as well as that of the European regions in the Americas. The Americas, right. That's what we cover for the Sportsman Series, which is kind of the drivers that are trying to make it to the Pro Series, right on that cusp. If you win the championship, you get automatically bumped into that series. They're going to be running the Porsches at Road Atlanta, and it's going to be 2 races, 2 40-minute races, endurance type racing action. It's going to be a good one to watch. Can't wait to see how those drivers that have been going from oval to road, back to oval, back to road, it transitions each and every time they hit the track, how they're going to be working at this road course.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very, very exciting and very, very fun, and we're looking forward to bringing it to you as the field is ready to come back for the restart. The Majors Garage Major Series, we're, of course, proud to sponsor the events, and we get ready now. Poppy, do what? Okay, I'm understanding we have a special restart coming up here. So the pace car is getting ready to drop onto the pit lane. And look who we're on board with. This is just some of the new bells and whistles. You know, Samuel, we said we weren't going to tell you about it, but there's the cat man. Meow, meow, meow. Hit the gas pedal, buddy. James Vining, you're on board with him as he's in the top 10, falling back to 11. And there you see his own little world. And we're back underway.
I also
Green
saw that.
flag, Samuel.
Yeah, also saw the 07 getting back on track. Danny Rogers able to get back into the session and on track. But you get a little bit of a sense of these drivers. There's communication with the drivers and their teams on the straightaways. Get to the corners, and you're just watching the action. They're going to be 3 wide ahead of the Catman. And they got to be careful not to make contact, and they'll survive as Lather is able to push his way forward as now we move on board with that of Kevin Smith. And Smith rocking the 4 different monitors for himself.
That's
truly
awesome.
getting
Look at
all
that.
the information.
I mean, look at this, man. Now, if Kevin Smith, the next caution, if he can take if somebody can relate to him in production to turn his camera sideways, I do this all the time on finish line. I find it hilarious. Take your phone, cock it sideways, make it vertical instead of horizontal. You can be able to get a camera angle of that, if you will, a wider camera. But honestly, on board with Kevin Smith, dropping below the apron up under Ryan Bloom, and that's going on for the top 5. And look at this, Samuel. I envy him. I mean, he's got a better setup than I do in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, I mean, this is what most drivers have their setups. You either got the simple as simple can be, you got 1 monitor, 1 wheel, and you're hoping for the best. Even some drivers race with a controller, or you got setups like that Kevin Smith has. And for Kevin Smith, it helps so much to have all that information, having the triple monitor setup so you can see what's in front of you, what's next to you, and you don't have to constantly messing with your controllers or messing with your wheel, and you can just look over with your head and get that information. But as we're watching those drivers pass for the lead, Dennis Moore is now up front.
Look at Dennis Moore, the 44 Beaver State Racing entry. Go to the number 1 spot. Anderson behind him. Anderson and Raz. Now remember, Samuel, when Cole Raz won last Thursday night at Darlington, Caden Anderson was not there. He was not here. Raz went in there, dominated, and it's pretty much. And I said this several times on the Cup and the trucks of the Northwest this year. Samuel, it's been Cole Raz and Caden Anderson pretty much the ones to beat this season.
They really have, and I think the biggest surprise coming into last week and not seeing Anderson was the fact that Anderson still does not have a win this season. I think it's the big baffling thing is he's been doing a great job getting poles. He's tied with 2nd of poles with 2. The driver has more poles than that of Caden Anderson, actually with the pole that he got here today, now tied for the most poles, 3. Ryan Bloom has 3 for himself. I gotta say, Ryan Bloom's been looking pretty quick when it comes to qualifying, but that race pace is where the 25's been struggling here slightly. We'll see if he can find that speed. But this group, we're starting to see that progressive banking. Wesley, the tires get a little bit more worn in. More side-by-side battling goes on.
Hey, we showed you the onboard camera with some of the drivers of the Northwest as they're working around the racetrack on lap 12 of 100. But look at this camera angle. This is on board with Will Duvall. Make sure you don't let the cat attack you, and make sure you've got the battery plugged in this time so it doesn't die on you.
Yeah,
remember,
I mean, we got
Samuel. Remember a couple of weeks ago, he had a great run going for him, and he said, "Damn it all, I was leaning and the VR died on me."
Yeah, the different setups, like we saw there, James Vining, he had a very simple, basic setup. We saw the elaborate setting of how that of Kevin Smith's running, and then you also have VR. An even more in-depth way to be looking around, using your eyes, and for a lot of drivers, they state VR, best way to go is, oh boy, Casey Garber going to be up in the wall and slowing down, and there's going to be a braking further back.
Oh, wow, watch out, Garber. and he saves it. And no, we got a caution. Caution's out. I don't think he was able to keep going. Problems there. Cameron Iverson has crashed on lap 14. That's what timing and scoring is saying, and that is the reason of the yellow flag. Number 65, Cameron Iverson. As we were on board with Mr. Will Duvall, here's another Pulse Poppers instant replay, and we'll find out what happened. Okay, you're on board with Will. We need to find Cameron Iverson. There we go. Watch this, the 65. Oh my goodness. Oh, Samuel, I thought he was going to try to go 3 wide there. He did try to go 3 wide. I stayed corrected.
I had to get by that of Kim, who got into the outside wall. But here's the issue. Coming out of turn number 4, goes wide, expects Ron Hunter to go down to the apron, doesn't. And that's the risk. Sometimes you think a driver is going to keep doing the same movements. And oh boy, Rogers, who came out late, he's able to get by there. But Iverson just was expecting to see the drivers drop down low from Ron Hunter. Hunter did not. Contacts made, and oh boy, a little bit of strategy call.
Are you serious?
Into pit road. It's Dennis Moore.
Dennis Moore, the Moore Speed 44 Chevrolet, leading, giving up the lead, and the Beaver State Racing Clan driver is now coming down to the pit lane on lap 16. Why do you think he's trying to make it a one-tire? Wow, whoa, a lot of people are coming in. Tyler King's coming in. Dan West Jr. is coming in. Chris White's in. Aaron Cooper's in. Roy Grande is in. Do you think that they're trying to go for a one-stop race? Do you think this could be the money stop here, Samuel?
I don't think this is the money stop. It's a little bit too far out for it to be the money stop, but this certainly is a gamble that these drivers are taking. You can come in, some are going to be topping off with fuel, others are going to be going with 4 tires and fuel. And the reason why we're seeing these strategy calls of drivers taking tires, they had 3 extra sets in pit road. With those 3 extra sets, it would have worked out perfectly if we did the actual normal stage of racing that we were supposed to be doing of having 134 laps ran.
Yes.
But with this race only 100 laps, this race, if it was green all the way through, would have been just 1 stop, giving you 2 extra sets of tires to work with. So some drivers feeling like, hey, we've ran 15 laps. Let's have a little bit of an advantage with fresher tires and see how we can climb through this field. So watch out. Dennis Moore, Dan West Jr., Tyler King, they're going to be flying through this field.
So look at this. All of our drivers at one time. You've got, of course, the Cadman, James Vining. We've got, of course, the virtual driver of Mr. Will Duvall. Sean Brightsman is in the bottom second right camera. That's Sean Brightsman, the winner of the Cup race at Darlington. Of course, we have, is that Frank Harris?
That is Frank Harris.
Frank Harris, I'm just taking a guess, the legend there, the number 11, who's also wearing a VR headset. And then we've got Kevin Smith in the bottom right out of Hermiston, Washington. Just some of the cool bells and whistles that we've been working on. And yes, we were supposed to show our ugly bugs on camera tonight, but honestly, me and Samuel just said, hell no, we won't go.
A little under the weather, but it's okay. We still wanted to be in the booth commentating. We could use our mouth, but we just were like, we don't feel like looking pretty for the camera. We'll let the drivers look pretty tonight.
Normally, I do a lot of radio broadcasts, okay? Normally, you hear me before you see me, okay? And I'll be honest with you, Samuel, I've not shaved in probably the last 3 weeks. I don't know why. I don't know if it's midlife crisis again, but I'm itchy, and I'm going to shave tonight after we get off the air, so I promise you, because I've got television obligations this weekend, so I have to look good on camera. I don't want the producer to say, hey, it's all right if you have that Fu Manchu or whatever the hell Charles calls it, but having the whole hairy monkey and the whole itching Duck Dynasty thing, I can't do it. I just can't do it.
If you didn't have TV obligations, I would have said just muscle your way through. It's gonna get better. But if you want to get that clean shaven look back, you want to look a little, a couple years younger, may make sense. You want to shave that off for camera.
It does make me look younger. You're exactly right. Yes. Shut up, Charles. Oh, well, we're getting ready for the restart. It was said. By the way, this is tomorrow night. Are they off tomorrow night? Is LTAC and Nazar off tomorrow night? Or are they on tomorrow night? Okay, LTAC and Nazar, I've, of course, had the opportunity the last couple of weeks to do the LTAC series and with John or with Zach. And Mason Heimbaugh, one of our Friday night producers, and of course Samuel does the NASRA Triple M Pulling Truck Series. That's on tomorrow night as well. And Samuel, what an all-star race for NASRA for the trucks at Charlotte last Friday night. I got to catch the end of that thing.
Yeah, it was a wild end to that race. It was fun to watch and a little bit of a break for those drivers because Friday night we're gonna get our last regular season race to see who's gonna be making the playoffs for NASRA.
Field getting ready to come back to the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air here at Kansas. Anderson, Raz, Smith, Bloom, Reynolds, top 5. Hey, can we show you the other cool thing if you haven't seen it already? We've got not 1, not 2, but guess what, Samuel? We've got, look at this. Don't leave me hanging, Charles.
We got a battle for top 3. Thanks for counting, Wesley. As it's going to be Kate Anderson, Kevin Smith, and Cole Raz battling, but Smith's got to be careful if he's going to move up just slightly. But, you know, that's a good teaser. We'll see it later on. Don't you worry.
Yeah, never mind. I'll just, when he randomly does it, then I'll know. Side by side, look at this battle. There we go. Oh, there you go. Let's see. Don't ask and you won't receive. If you don't receive, you'll get it. Oh, I got you. Well, look at this, folks. 3 cameras at one time. Samuel, that is so darn cool right there, man. I mean, that's awesome.
It really is. You got our main camera. We're watching the battle for the lead. Kate Anderson and Kevin Smith going to be side by side. And then also on our top right, these are the battles that are going on to see who's going to crack into the top 10, focusing primarily on the 21 of Tyler King. And then our bottom right camera, going to be on that of the, I believe that's going to be seeing our 56 machine running, the 65, going to be running a little bit further back around that 20th position. So a little bit of glimpses throughout the field on how these battles are going.
And the 3 cameras are just so cool. I mean, they bring so much life to the broadcast. Of course, as you see the battles for the lead, a 4-truck battle for the lead, maybe 5 if Bloom can get up there. Then you got an overall view of the pack behind the top 10, top 12, if you will, top 15. As you're watching that go on, Audenbacher, Roth, King, Brightsman. Then you got Iverson trying to get back around the driver of the 63 of Dan Lowther in the top 30, if you will. Literally, we have 3 different camera angles that is showing 3 different sides of racing action here. For people that nag and complain or BNC, and I do abbreviate with the letters of the alphabet, okay? It's like Sesame Street. Samuel, for the people that do that, this is your time to say, wow, they're showing everything going on around the racetrack at least 3 times now.
Yeah, I mean, you get little different pictures of, oh no, there you saw it on the top right, and now a little glimpse on the bottom right. Contact, Dan West Jr., Data BJ Tidrick going to be involved with our yellow. And this resets and changes everything, because for the drivers that came into pit road, Wesley, they didn't want that yellow.
Caution flag waves for the 3rd time here on lap number 23 as we're coming up on a corner. Let's go back to Samuel Dyer to recap what happened.
You're just going to see it 3 wide action drivers trying to get every little glimpse that they can through the corner. They're almost 4 wide for a second. And Tidrick, Dan West Jr., hard contact for the 55, and that's a blown engine for Dan West Jr. Luckily has a faster pair, but just like that, his safety net is gone.
I was going to say that that safety net is the opportunity to have at least one good working truck, but to be 1/4 of the way through and to already have to go through a fast repair is definitely devastating as we have 75 laps to go. 3rd caution of the race. We're also coming up on the top of the hour. We'll pause for 10 seconds of network identification on the Community Radio Network, and we will step away from Kansas. This is iRacing on LSRTV. Well, hold on. We've got pit stops going on real quickly, so let's find out what they're doing. We just saw Caden Anderson pull a fake bonsai on everybody, Samuel.
Yeah, sir, a lot of drivers, like I noted on, this was not what those that pit on the last caution wanted. This is going to give opportunities for those to come into pit road, top off with fuel, or even take tires. And seeing here, a couple of drivers taking tires for themselves, but up front, we still have that of 5 drivers that still have not pitted at all this race. That's going to be Kevin Smith, Ryan Bloom, Caden Anderson, and as well going to be that of Chris Kermer, as well as going to be seeing that of Toby Ritters. And also, you know, with those drivers, they're going to be finding themselves in an off, you know, needing probably another caution if they're going to be on the same strategy as some of these other drivers, or might be seeing these drivers thinking about, I want that track position way more than fresh tires.
Dana Rogers taking the wave around, 1/4 of the way through. 3/4 remain, 75 left at Kansas, and now we will step away. We're back in a moment.
You're listening to the Community Radio Network. Follow us via social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at CRN Sports. Plus, listen to other games at 87.5 FM or join us anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. We are CRN.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it? They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
Hey, it's broadcast personality Wesley Outlet up topside at one of the great racetracks of the world, the Caraway Speedway. And I'd like to remind you to join us every Wednesday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern with coverage of Finish Line, where we talk to everybody from NASCAR to grassroots, like right here at Caraway Speedway. Carolina's Fox Sports Radio affiliates, iHeartRadio, and on the Community Radio Network at 87.5 FM. And remember, thanks to Live Sim Racing Productions, you can actually see the guest panel, ask their questions, get interactive with us with comments and so much more in our chat box. Finish Line every Wednesday. Join us every week. Still under the yellow flag, but the 1-to-go indication is being given to the field after our 4th yellow flag here tonight in Kansas. I'm Wesley Outland, Samuel Dyer alongside. All right, so again, this race should have been 200 miles, 134 laps, but because of some type of a glitch, it is, what would it be, 100 laps? So that's the equivalent of how many miles, Samuel?
Well,
I'll make you pull out the calculator.
It's 100, right? You move the decimal point over 2 times because of 2 zeros, and then we get 150 miles because of 150. It's
you smart, Alec. You smart. I asked for it. I'm sorry. It's 150 miles, 100 laps. I know, yes. This is a 1.5-mile track here, so, yeah. Shut up, Charles. Hey, let's go back on camera with Mr. Kevin Smith as he gets ready to bring us back to the green flag. Our onboard drivers, Caden Anderson. You better give that back. Caden Anderson. Kevin Smith is the man that'll fire the 00. There's Sean Brightsman. We're gonna ride with Sean Brightsman? Okay, we're gonna ride with Sean Brightsman now. Look at this. Calm, cool, collective. He can't fire until everyone else does. Until that light turns green, the trap is clean. Green flag back out, Samuel. Here we go.
Big thing to watch. I mean, Wesley, the big thing here is Brightsman's going to be in the thick of things with the drivers that just came into pit road for fresh tires. So they're going to be right on top of one another, especially big thing to watch out for. Exit of the corner with these fresh, cold tires. Who's going to get loose and who can hold on?
And the question is, who will survive? As you said, Samuel, they're going to try to stick it 3 wide up the racetrack into turn 3. Brightsman up the hill. Audenbacher in front of him. The 2-time and defending truck winner at Daytona. Here comes Roy Grande. Tacos for anybody? Yes, and he got rid of the stealth gray color. Samuel, it looks like kind of a pinkish purple, if you will. Very unique color for Mr. Macho Roy Grande.
No, but I mean, it's close to what Taco Bell schemes are for. But driver that went into pit road, 2 drivers that went into pit road about 2 cautions ago, that of Dennis Moore and Tyler King from Beaver State Racing. They are on the move. They've got fresher tires than our leaders, and that's why they are really cruising their way through this field currently. And for Dennis Moore and for Tyler King, they need to build a gap. If we stay green, the drivers they've got to be concerned about, Cole Raz back in 15th place. He's got the freshest tires of everyone on track.
Keep an eye on him. Remember, Cole Raz just pitted a moment ago. with Smith, Moore, King, Anderson, Dennis Moore now. Dean Moore up to third, fourth now. Anderson falling back, Bloom as well. There goes Cole Raz and Ron Hunter by the lead. As that goes on in the back, behind the top 15, 14th and 15th. 70 to go, Samuel.
And the drivers are finding themselves really flying through this field. Dennis Moore able to make the pass on Kevin Smith, but now is the watch out of drivers that are on those older tires. Going to be that Toby Ritter's in 11th. He's going to have to do his best to hold on. A great run last week for Toby Ritters. It's here tonight. He's going to need a little bit more of that magic as we're watching some of these other drivers. And you can just see the madness, the pandemonium, and just a little cluster of drivers, Wesley. We're going to see this group. They're going to close into our leaders, but that's if they can play nice back from that 14th to 15th on back.
It's awesome. We'll keep an eye on it. There goes Frank Harris, the built Ford Tough, number 11 right now. Comfortable spot, Samuel. He's in the top 10. He's in 9th. There's on board with him as he runs down the machine of the Catman James Viney right there. The 333 on the outside. And, of course, a couple of drivers that are continuing to... Oh, we got a caution. Yellow flag waves, guys. Caution out for the 5th time.
Yeah, caution flag's going to wave, and once again, just in that hornet's nest of drivers I was talking about, it's going to be the 17 Casey Duncan. That's going to be the driver that gets the most brunt of this contact. But there were 3 wide, almost 4 wide, and you're going to see here of Duncan just kind of pinched, kind of stuck. You're going to see Sean Breisman as well. It's going to be coming out of turn number 2 onto the backstretch where the drivers make the most contact, but it's a hornet's nest here with fresh tires.
And I want to apologize. This is the 4th yellow flag of the race, not the 5th. 4th caution flag. Look at him sticking it 3 wide. Will Duvall in the middle of that sandwich around Iverson and Adebacher. There's the contact. The Limeade Media 17 smacks the inside safer wall barrier, collects a couple of other trucks in the process, and there is bad luck for Casey Duncan, which is really upsetting because Darlington on Monday night in the Cup race, Samuel, he had a really good drive going for me. Hung in the top 5 all night long till the end.
Yeah, I mean, it really showing some strength in the Cup Series and doing his best there. Here in the Cups on the truck side, trying to find a little bit of extra speed. But luckily, the contact into that wall, it was kind of a pancake into the wall, so it wasn't too bad as we take a look here at our caution information. Like you noted on and restated, 4th caution of the night. Only 11 laps that have been ran under yellow, but we've ran 34 laps, so right now, about 1/3 of the race so far has been under caution flag racing, and so drivers are hoping we get a little bit more clean racing action, but this is when things get difficult, mainly for the drivers that are up front that have not come into pit road. Toby Ritters did not come into pit road. Ryan Bloom, as well as Kevin Smith, those 3 drivers still have not hit pit road. And there's been a couple of drivers that have actually had to come in multiple times already this race. So the question is, when do those 3 drivers want to come in to make their first and what could be their only pit stop of the night?
Hey, did you miss finish line? Look at the weather alert here real quickly. Weather alert 76, and look at the track temp. Holy cow, it has jumped up almost, 10 degrees and 20 close degrees more than what the air temperature is. Virtual sim here at Kansas, but it's already jumped up 10 degrees since the drop of the green flag, 35 laps in, Samuel.
Yeah, and the big thing is that wind speed. Yes, it was partly cloudy, and when we first looked at the weather, it was pretty cloudy. It was pretty dark on the track. Couldn't really see the sun beaming on it. The wind has pushed those clouds over, meaning that the sun is beaming on this track. There's also 36 drivers on track roaring around. When those tires heat up, it also heats up the track. So these drivers, they've got a little bit of a testiness for themselves, but luckily, with the only being 94 degrees, it's hot, it's slick, but it's not the worst conditions that these drivers have raced on.
35 of 100 laps, closing in 15 to halfway, 65 to the finish here at Kansas Speedway, round 7 of the Northwest iRacing Truck Series. Of course, follow Northwest Racing Series on Facebook as well as on Instagram and Twitter, and at LSRTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and of course at CRN Sports, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, LiveSimRacingTV.com, and we are CRN.com. All of our broadcast affiliates and entities behind the scenes, Rocket Media. Charles Woot and Jeff Stab now running the boards as always. And hey, did you miss finish line? What a show it was today. Of course, it's normally on Wednesday, but due to technical difficulties, we had to reschedule it for this afternoon, which, by the way, Samuel, it totally it totally threw my day completely off. Guests like Luke Fidhouse, of course, at Slinger Speedway in Wisconsin. Landon Lewis, Kern County, California ARCA winner. Matt Hirschman, winner of the greatest race in the history of spring at the Sizzler at Stafford. Danny Bone, the Bowman Gray winner. Adam Yarborough, Caroline Clash winner at Travelers Rest. Michael Rouse, County Line. And Wesley Hawkins, with his credentials from NASCAR to Grassroots, was our guest panel. Replays are available. Give us a like and a follow. And join us for Finish Line every Wednesday. Of course, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 Central. What is it, 10 o'clock Pacific, your time, Samuel, if you get out of bed. On LSRTV and the Community Radio Network, Fox Sports Radio, and iHeartRadio. And you have tuned in before.
I usually tune in every once in a while. I never know. One of these days I might hop on and say, hey, on Finish Line, who knows?
But like, hey. I'm like, who the hell's taking over my show? It's a guy. It's my buddy from California. It's all right, guys. Don't freak out. Don't call security. It's okay. I did. Literally, a bumblebee tried to attack me, or a wasp tried to attack me, and I literally just handed the show over to the driver. The driver was like, what the hell is he doing? We're back to green here in Kansas. At least Samuel would know what to talk about. They ended up talking about business.
Hey, business is always something interesting. You never know what you're going to get on Finish Line as they're side by side through one and two.
But we're back underway. Dennis Moore down to the inside. King will follow. Look at him slither his way back into that spot. He's going to carry Dean Moore and Kevin Smith, but he can't decide whether to block the top or the bottom. And now he'll drift up and go 2 by 2 like Noah leading the animals to the arc, as my Flow Racing compadre and friend Dustin Jarrett says. And working their way off the corner. They're still going to go 2 by 2 as they work off 4.
And the big thing for our front three, they're all on the same set of tires, 22-lap old tires. They pitted all the way back in that of lap 15, excuse me. And so these drivers all feeling good up front, but they got to be careful. The white 10 is slowly creeping in. That's Cole Raz, freshest tires of those that are in the top 10.
We'll keep an eye on them as Cole Raz works his way up the racetrack, if you will. Raz, Vining. Give and take. Honestly, Samuel, we talk about this a lot. You got to have give and take. You got to know when you got to be the aggressive person. You got to know when you got to be the aggressor. But you've also got to know when you got to surrender.
Oh, boy.
And you got to kind of know when you got to go. But if you do it too quickly, oh, hell, oh, no.
Oh, it's a big one. It's the big one.
Did the Vols VR headsets go out?
It was not.
Involved.
Yeah, this was not Will's fault at all. Ritters.
Oh, my goodness.
Ritters is going to be the one who was, again, the Hornet's Nest. Anything from 15th on back, it is a madhouse of drivers on top of one another. Toby Ritters on the older tires. It's going to be a little bit off speed, and you're going to see the 23 gets loose, gets out of control. Jeff Stab now involved. Oh, and there goes the spinning wreck. Gets on Bacher, and a calamity afterwards. Gridlock for a quick second, but luckily everyone's now rolling.
You know, Samuel, before your time, and when I first started in the broadcast booth for the Northwest, and I was the bottom feeder, if you will, I was the pit reporter. Right now, I would be going down to the chat box and trying somehow, some way to grab some people and be like, can you tell us what happened? What's your take of what happened? Now, yeah, you don't want to see me go down there and ask anybody if they want to come join us for an interview.
Well, the last time we were bringing people in, we were getting some bad luck to them and giving them some bad juju. We don't want to do that anymore.
Well, the last time, well, not only that, but hey, we got pit stops. Here comes pit stops. Pit stop, in the words of, what's his name? Oh, what was his name in Cars? I can't remember. Never mind.
Are you...
Luigi and his friend. What was his friend's name? The one that does pit stop? Yeah.
Guido?
Guido! There you go!
I was going to say the name, but I'm over here laughing because I was just like, you just brought a Cars reference. It makes sense, but man, your pit stop got me.
Pit stop? Guido. Yeah, Guido. I like the movie whenever you want a race car, a real racing car. Yes, I run for the Piston Cup. Luigi only followed the Ferraris.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop. The mouse might come for us as these drivers are coming. And
Pixar wheel.
As it's gonna be everyone 21st on back.
The jumping lamp light, if you will. Bing, bing, bing.
Oh yeah. As James Vining, Frank Harris, they're going to be leading the drivers that came into pit road on this go around. Going to be 21st on back, getting some just going with damage repair. Some are going for fuel and tires. Still, Kevin Smith and Ryan Bloom have not come into pit road at all. And I think for those two drivers, they might be thinking, hey, we only want to pit one time. And if we can make it to lap 45 to 50, we just need to make one pit stop, and we can have the track position. We don't have to worry about pitting again.
Oh, yeah.
Well, some of the other drivers that have already come to pit road, like Dennis Moore, Tyler King, that pitted so early, they're going to have to come back into pit road at least one more time.
And remember, as Luigi only follows the Ferraris, on Sunday night, it is the Major Series, Major's Garage. Samuel, don't give up on me. I got a great segue here. Porsche cars, the Porsche cars, two or three different races? We're gonna have 2 races back to back. It's gonna be 40-minute races and a little bit of endurance racing action at Road America for the drivers. Road Atlanta. So excited to see how well they're gonna be attacking that course. And what makes it even more interesting, if you're watching the majors in all different regions, each region is gonna be at a different racetrack. So I used to watch, what the international and European races were doing earlier in the night or earlier in the day to be like, all right, so this is what I'm expecting for our majors race. I don't get that notes anymore. We're going to be going in blind into our Sunday majors event for those Porsche races. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Because normally the Majors American Sportsman race is like the last race of the night, for sure. I think there's one other's going on at the same time, but then it's like an international league, and we are excited to do the American Sportsman. And as I said, once we get away from the doubleheader for the Porsche cars, and Samuel, I'm looking. I know you work with Robert Moyer and Freaky Fast Racing, and my first time ever in iRacing to do the full-fledged Indy 500 distance was with Robert Moyer, and that was a couple of years ago. And man, I had so much fun. Those Indy cars are so exciting. They're fun to watch, the Delaras, the Chevrolets, the Hondas, but I think it's just going to be the Delara prototypes for the Indy cars. But I promise you, if you've never seen a virtual open wheel race, the way those cars are designed, the way they race on the iRacing Virtual Sim, Samuel, it is literally strapping yourself in less than 15 days away from the greatest spectacle in racing, the 106th Indianapolis 500.
Yeah, it is always fun to watch how these drivers on iRacing can attack a full-length race, and that's what the Majors gives us. And also the Indy 500, I've done a couple of them full-length ones, but every single race is so special, and I cannot wait to see what the Majors are going to bring once we get to their Indy 500.
Yes. Hello to George Rayner. Hello, Mr. Outlet. Hope you have a great day, a great night. Yes, it's been a busy day, busy night, morning as well. It is midnight, and we come back to the restart. My mother, Gratude, said hello to the best race broadcaster out there. Well, at least I got one fan out there. Thank you. We're back to it again. No, I appreciate it. All the love we've got, guys. Green flag, and I always enjoy working with Samuel Dyer and Justin Prince and so many people. Wow. Tyler King stuck it out there, Samuel. He about fishtailed the truck. He saves it, though, and he's amongst a white truck sandwich of 3 with Moore, Smith, and Raz after him.
Yeah, that was just a misfortune by Tyler King. He tried to put it on the high side, just did not get the run that was needed, and honestly struggling for himself. And speaking of struggling, Dan Wetz Jr., an unscheduled stop for the 55. He has to go back into pit road.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that again. Oh my goodness, look at this battle going on down the back straightaway. By the way, 5 laps to halfway. We're closing in on the halfway mark of this race, working them around the racetrack again. Here comes down Bloom up the racetrack. Here comes on the bottom Fletcher. Fletcher in the Navy truck. Kind of quiet night, Samuel. Watching him come. Oh my goodness, it's the jinx. Fletcher got into the back of Bloom. Bloom got into Roth, and Bloom got the short end of the stick and smacks and Tyler Kim slams into him. Nowhere to go. It's my fault.
If you've never heard of a commentator's curse, well, you just got to see it live when a commentator says, hey, this driver's doing great, and then something goes wrong. Either they hit somebody or somebody hits them. So we take another look here, saw it live, but hey, let's get a couple of different angles on how this went down as Fletcher was doing his best to run down low. And once again, a little bit of miscommunication of drivers expecting those to go down on the apron. Did not. Ryan Bloom comes down on a Fletcher, but here's the aftermath. Kim just ARCA breaking his way into that Ryan Bloom. Maybe you didn't see because of the smoke. That is something that these drivers, if they've got their graphic settings bumped all the way up, smoke here on iRacing makes it very hard to see what's in front of you. But if you dumb that down so that maybe you can see a little bit more, these drivers are able to really fly through this field. Even if there is an incident, they can slow down as we ride on board with Kamari and get a sense of going through this. And I gotta say, Wesley, this is one of those moments where you kind of hope that you just let off the gas, but Kamari just flying on through it.
Now, this is one of these moments right now where I'm kind of blocking this guy from social media so he doesn't try to message me or try to contact me. Because, hey, you, it's your fault.
Oh, man.
I was literally saying, and by the way, I was saying such a great word. No, I'm just messing, Mr. Fletcher. I was literally saying what a great word. Great job he was doing, man. I mean, having a good run, the Army truck there, of course, of William Fletcher, the 028 machine, and sure enough, Ryan Bloom, in my defense, Ryan Bloom turned him. It isn't like Fletcher blew an engine or anything, Samuel.
Well, I mean, Ryan Bloom turned himself, came down and thought he was going to have more space. And, you know, that's the one thing when you come to these racetracks where it is free game to go down on the apron. You are not, you know, told you have to go down there every single time. Sometimes you could just stay on the racing surface, and that's kind of the power of the drivers that are on the inside lane as they dictate on how much room they want to give you. And for some drivers that are on the outside, they think they're clear, they come down, and they find themselves being tossed around like a pizza.
Samuel Dyer here with you. Wesley Outlet alongside as well. We are coming up, believe it or not, already on halfway of this race here tonight at the Kansas Speedway. And again, this race was supposed to have been 200 miles, 134 laps, but according to Samuel, it's 100 laps times 1.5. That's 150 miles.
We all got it. If you've got a smartphone, you got a calculator. You just plug and go. You'll get it.
Hey, what are you doing, Frank? Hey, buddy. Hey, don't drop your ashtray. No, yeah, exactly. That smoke's getting in his VR hand. He can't see. That's it. Oh my goodness, Frank, come on, dude. He couldn't just put it out for like just 2 hours to drive this race without a cigarette. I mean, seriously.
I mean, he's been around some stressful moments here, Wesley. I mean, sometimes you need to get a little bit of a stress reliever.
Look at the way he looks up at the Samuel. What is this like, man? It's like, I mean, I've never.
So when you have a VR system, you have a camera that you are putting on your head.
Because he knows we're talking about it.
And potentially. Also, all these drivers are in their own team chat, so they've got teams that they're always communicating with, especially under yellow. You're trying to get your strategies all in line. But VR, practically, it's like you're sitting in an actual car. You're just able to look around and visibly see everything. It gives you a lot more of a depth of feel of like how drivers, mainly when they look into corners, they don't look straight ahead through their mirrors. I mean, through their windshield. They sometimes look a little bit off to the left or right, and it helps you just have a little bit more focus with the VR system. And it's different. I mean, most of the time growing up, I was told by my mom and everyone else saying, hey, don't get too close to the TV, you're gonna go blind. But nowadays, we just strap the TV to our face.
It's hashtag fake news, okay? And by the way, hey, I want to do a little assignment with everybody. We've got a lot of listeners and viewers tuning in. Tweet your seat. Go on our social media. Go at LSRTV or on Facebook at LSRTV. Use the hashtag NWRS, tweet your seat, okay? Northwest Racing Series, abbreviated, NWRS. Remember, we're like Sesame Street. We're going to teach you the letter N, the letter W, the letter R, the letter S. Northwest Racing Series, tweet your seat. And I think it'd be pretty cool, Samuel, to see how they come out.
Yeah,
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to show you how I do my broadcast here with you every Monday and Thursday night when we're in the broadcast booth together.
We're going to show all of our secrets, all of our notes and data that we get to show.
We know, we have on our end.
Well, as you're taking your photo, drivers getting set up. It's going to be that of Tyler King, trying to hold off that of Dean Moore, Cole Raz, Briar Reynolds, Dan Lather are going to be our top 5. With Troy Daggett, Chris White, that of Casey Duncan, as well as that of Angel Ortega, and that of BJ Tidrick going to be your top 10. Pace car is off, and we're getting ready to go green here, Wesley.
You gotta put that tongue in there, that Ortega, Angel Ortega. He actually messaged me one day and said, I love when you do that, Wesley. It's like comes off the tip of your tongue. Ortega, Angel Ortega. Back to green. I'm gonna shut up. We're back underway. Our producer said he's going to go order a taco, Samuel, as we go to the back straightaway. By the way, we're halfway home. 50 down, 50 to go. Moore, Raz, King, Reynolds, Daggett, top 5. Look at them work their way off turn 4.
And the big thing to watch out here, Wesley, Dean Moore, he's going to be on the oldest tires on track. With everyone cycling through and coming in with every pit stop that happens, Cole Raz is going to have some fresh tires, but actually in the top 10, freshest tires goes to that of Dan Lather back in 6th. They're going to be flying through this field. Also watch out for Troy Daggett, but they're going to be back in 5th and 6th. Right now, Tyler King's looking strong, but it's Cole Raz that's really going to be trying to work his way through and take this lead from Dean Moore if possible.
Certainly is. We're watching them as they work their way through the tribal, if you will. Back to start finish, closing in on 50 laps to go. Under 50 laps to go. We're already 48 remaining. Holy cow. Hey, let's give you your full field rundown as we are back into green flag run. We are after halfway of this event. Dean Moore is the new leader. Cole Raz is 2nd. Tyler King 3rd. Briar Reynolds 4th. And Dan Lather is 5th. Christopher White is 6th, followed by Troy Daggett, Casey Duncan, and Jeff Stabnow. BJ Tidrick, your top 10.
Then 11th got that of Cameron Iverson, Angel Ortega, as well as that of James Vining going to be in 13th, with Frank Harrison 14th. 15th goes to Robert Gamble. Roy Grande's in 16th. 17th goes to BJ Tidrick. Kevin Smith's going to be in that of 17th, with BJ Tidrick swapping back and forth with Ron Hunter, and that of Toby Ritter is going to be finishing out your top 20. And basically 20th on back, it's a hornet's nest. It's constantly changing on who's in what position.
Yeah, it is definitely just that way. But for now, let's give you the rundown. Vinnie McDonald is in the 43, 21st. Then it's William Fletcher. John Odebacker, 23rd. Jan West Jr., 25th. Dennis Moore, 25th. Casey Garber, 26th. Ray Fournier is 27th. Scott Hutchinson, 28th. Carl Burke, Kenyon Anderson all the way back in 30th. Last truck on the lead lap. And then Sean Brightsman, Chris Kamari, Ryan Bloom, Dana Rogers, Tyler Kim, or Aaron Cooper, one or multiple laps down. That's the full field rundown with 45 to go. This time by at Kansas Speedway, as I'm not going to say it, I don't want to jinx him. William Fletcher begins his ascent in the Navy truck to get back in to the top 20 off of turn number 4.
Yeah, and right now for that Fletcher, he's going to be on the same, of the drivers that just came into pit road on this most recent yellow. So expect to see that driver try to carve their way forward. But a little bit of an unscheduled stop. Caden Anderson having to come in for 4 tires and fuel. And this is going to be putting that 37 a lap down. Just continues to pile on with issues. Decided to come with tires. Could not stick with Cole Raz. Has been going backwards ever since he came into pit road.
Everything going upside down for the 2-time Northwest Truck Cup Series winner this year. But for trucks, just has not been able to kick the door down. There's the man that won last week. His friend compadre, winner at Darlington, Mr. Cole Raz. Briar Reynolds in front of him in the Jack Daniels number 12. And the sandwich there along with Dan Lowther. Look at this move coming up off the corner. Hey, Samuel, don't want to jinx him. Jeff Stabnow, though. Good run for him, quiet run, climbing the top 10. He's trying to go for 3 for 1 to click into the top 5 if he can get it done.
Yeah, in the top 10, Jeff Stabnow has the freshest tires out of everyone, and he was flying. He caught up to the tail bumper and almost made the pass on the 17 of that of Duncan. But Duncan and that of Jeff Stabnow made a little bit of a grazing touch on one another, and that has actually pushed the 24 back, not wanting to get too aggressive here, as the 17 has to come into pit road. And the reason why we're seeing GC drivers come into pit road, they have to come in black flags, both for Duncan and Jeff Stabnow.
Oh, my goodness. For what? Speeding on pit road? Penalties? Track penalties? What happened?
We're waiting for the report on the exact reasoning why, but both have to come in for service of getting their black flags cleared, which means they potentially, it looks like, yeah, it's just a drive-through penalty for the both of them, and now going to be taking off. Luckily, they're still in the lead lap, but they got to get up to speed quick because that of Dean Moore and others are coming fast.
So whatever it was, definitely a big penalty as they work their way back around the racetrack. Down the back straightaway, working now with 41 laps to go. 40 to go when they come to the line, be on lap number 60. There's Reynolds, new leader. Reynolds, excuse me. Team America, Jack Daniels, Chevrolet, number 12. Reynolds to the lead, Samuel. How awesome would it be for this man if he could pull off a win with 40 laps to go? Lap traffic in the way, though.
Yeah, and right now catching up to that of Duncan and Jeff Stabnow are our leaders currently. And for Briar Reynolds in the 12th, he's going to be on some of the fresher tires of those in this top 6 group. As right now, really, it's our top 7 that have fully gapped themselves away from the rest of the field. That's going to be Tyler King, Troy Daggett, Dan Lowther, Chris White, Cole Raz, Dean Moore, and our leader, that of Briar Reynolds, as they're trying to catch up to our lap traffic. A little bit of a breakup happened between, that's Frank Harris and James Vining that are actually holding up Kevin Smith further back. But here's the 6 of Chris White. Chris has been looking very good for himself. He's trying to carry some momentum down here, making the pass on the 10 machine.
Yeah, looking to see what he can do here as we watch that driver. Of course, round 7 here tonight at the Kansas Speedway. We're at Atlanta Motor Speedway next weekend. Somebody remember the memo. It's 207 miles, 135 laps, okay? So you don't make this. Anyhow, looking at the point standings as we move into tonight's race. We were talking about it, Samuel. Obviously, Dennis Moore has got a 12-point lead over Cole Raz. Ryan Bloom, Caden Anderson, top 5. And Caden Anderson, 2 cup wins, but still looking for that truck win. Oh, my goodness. Hold on there. Wow,
Raz
Chris
into
White.
the wall.
Oh, no.
And it looks like Dan Lowther and also that of Cole Raz, they were racing hard with one another, and Raz up in the outside wall, losing the ground, and now having to rebound just slightly. But that outside wall could really hurt you. We saw that on the main screen.
Yes,
We're also
sir.
seeing some of the other drivers that are on track racing throughout the field. You see on our bottom right, that's going to be Will Duvall racing along. And on our top right, that's going to be Dan West Jr., who's just been trying to do a rebound all night long for himself for the 55, up to 17th currently. A couple of these cautions have really saved that of Dan West Jr., but watching for our leaders, it's going to be watching as this is actually going to be seeing Dan Lowther and others just trying to hold on for now.
So while you were giving us that information, great save there for those drivers. This is the 3rd start this year for Briar Reynolds. 1 top 10 in his 3 starts. And I'm trying to find his information overall for the Northwest. I don't think Briar has won a Northwest truck race before, Samuel. I don't think he has. I want to make sure and clarify and look on these stats, but man, I know it would be special if he could finally break through, get it done for sure.
It honestly would. It would be incredible to see if he could get it done. But Wesley, I'm getting kind of concerned. I'm watching some of the tickers and drivers having to come into pit road. There are a few drivers having to come in. I think most of this field, they're still waiting on this money stop for themselves. Some of these drivers might not be completely good to make it to the end of this race.
Wow.
First driver I think that potentially might be good is going to be Kevin Smith, but we got a lot of drivers up in our top 10 that still need to come into pit road. Tyler King, Cole Raz, as well as our leader right now, Briar Reynolds, Dean Moore, as well as Chris White. All are going to be in a questionable position if they can make it to the end of this race if we stay green.
We'll definitely keep an eye on that right now, as Briar Reynolds is the 52nd driver of 368 that have competed in the 9 years of the Northwest Racing Series. And Samuel, here's his stats. 44 starts, 45th start tonight. No wins, none on the Northwest Cup or Truck Series, my friend. His best finish would be 3 times top 5s at Dover Vegas and Richmond in a truck twice. That's it. Now, this would be the biggest win of his career in Northwest Racing Series if he pulls it off, buddy. 33 to go.
Yeah, that's the thing. Can he pull it off? The big issue for a lot of these drivers is fuel. Are they going to be able to defend themselves? And I'm looking at the majority of this field right now is the fact that a lot of them have to come into pit road. The fuel window is just looking too large for some of these drivers to make it to the end.
So you're looking at the pit stop on the ticker on the bottom, on the top left going down, and you see some drivers have made numerous pit stops. Other drivers have made between 1, 2, and 3. Reynolds, Moore, they've made 1. Samuel, I'm thinking as we come to 31 to go here, unless we get a caution, they're going to have to pit. They're going to have to pit.
Yeah, another driver that was up front down low, they're now going to be coming into pit road for the 63. Dean Moore, most likely going to be the next driver besides Tyler King. They're going to have to come into pit road. As you can see here, current stint, that is how many laps that he has been out there. 54 as we're on lap 70. Dean Moore is not pitted since our second caution of the day, but it looks like it's go time. 33 into pit road, and there's Tyler King, also going to be a little bit more passive on entry for that of the 21. So some of these drivers that are coming in, who's going to be aggressive, who wants to be passive, got to keep your eyes on that, because you can lose and gain a lot of time on how you come into pit entry and exit.
Yeah, so you're thinking with obviously the Moore Speed team, number 33 of Beaver State Racing, Dean Moore, having to come to the pits. It's only inevitable that we're going to see Briar Reynolds also come to the pits as well, because he also only has 1 pit stop with 30 laps to go. There he is, bottom of the racetrack, and I think right now trying to get up under Jeff Stabnow. And to be honest with you, Samuel, that might be a good play, because he can get up under the back end of the 24 tailgate of Stabnow, try to we'll look like Jeff Stabnow fighting an ill-handling truck as he worked down the American Ethanol back straightaway here in Kansas. But as that goes on, Reynolds will clear him. But if he would have hung with him, Samuel, he could have hung up behind the tailgate of the machine of Stabnow and tried to save fuel a little bit, but that's not going to be for naught. That's gone.
Yeah, for Briar Reynolds, Chris White, and also Troy Daggett are top 3. You're just running out here banking on a yellow to come out and hoping more drivers are going to come into pit road behind you. As Jeff Stabnow, that it continues to wiggle and be loose. And you might be wondering, why does Jeff Stabnow's wiggleness look so different to Briar Reynolds? It looks very stable up front. Well, the big thing, these drivers are running an open setup for tonight in the truck series, meaning you have the ability to make adjustments and have your own custom setup coming in. Some drivers like their trucks to be extremely loose to find that extra speed. Others like it when the truck is very snug and it just works throughout the run. But we are coming up to the final quarter of the race here, Wesley. Briar Reynolds, Chris White, they are not looking good that they're going to be making it to the end. Cole Raz also going to be a driver that's going to have to come to pit road. Kevin Smith and Troy Daggett, they're looking like the prime drivers that are going to be taking the lead once we see our front 2 go into the pit road.
Kevin Smith, we were on board with him earlier, the driver of the 00 machine out of Hermiston, Washington. Winner earlier this year at Richmond. And the 00 has now moved to the number 2 spot. We figured it would happen. Reynolds drifting down. He comes to the pit lane, Samuel. He's in the top 15 right now. Do you take tires and fuel, or is it fuel only, stop and go, if you will? Or do you try to just go for the gusto and think that there's going to be a late race caution? We're 3/4 of the way through this time by 25 remaining. Chris White in the number 6 truck. He's the new leader. There's the battle for second. I think it's awesome seeing Troy Daggett and Kevin Smith battle here. And 25 to go. I just got a feeling this is not over yet, Samuel.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's looking good for now, but Chris White as well as Troy Daggett, who's battling for Kevin Smith here for second place, both are going to have to come into pit road. Kevin Smith is in the best opportunity. And remember, he's only pitted just that of one time coming into pit road for the 00. Came into pit road. He waited for the track position until we got halfway and all the cautions and wrecks finally calmed down. Made his 1 pit stop, climbed his way through the field, and now is in a great position to save fuel and stretch it to the end.
Oh, and by the way, Samuel, in addition to that, Kevin Smith missed last Thursday night, if you remember. He wasn't able to race last Thursday. Either was Sean Breitzman, a couple other guys, Russ Lundberg and others, unable to make the race. And I know Kevin Smith excited to be back, and what a way to be the first, mind you, he won Richmond. He would be the first repeat winner, first winner of 2 wins this year. Here comes the Daytona truck winner when the season all started. John Ottenbacher, Team LSRTV, CRN 89 to the Concord, North Carolina, coming into the pit lane. Money stop now, Samuel? I'm thinking they are. Dan West Jr., his teammate is in the pits as well. We're 23 to go.
Yeah, for all the drivers that have done green flag pit stops, they are good to make it to the end. This is your money stop. Unless a yellow comes out and you feel like, maybe I need to come in, and if you got an extra set of tires, use them. But I'm now a little bit concerned. John Ottenbacher, he pitted on the same time that of Kevin Smith pitted. This could be a sign for the 00. Is he going to be able to make it on fuel? And the way that we're seeing this, he might not be able to. Dennis Moore now going to be moving up to third. He is flying for the 44, and he is going to be having 3 laps of extra fuel to save. He pitted 3 laps later, but here comes lap traffic being a little bit of influence. The 44 is going to be someone to watch out for as Chris White now goes into pit road.
And
oh, no, they're wrecking.
Oh, they're wrecking. Trouble. Oh, no. Caution is out. Ryan, wow, I think Tyler King just crashed. So many others, 21 involved, and some other trucks, Samuel. Caution out for the 6th time. This changes everything, doesn't it, my friend?
This absolutely does. We have 13 drivers on the lead lap, and a majority of the drivers that are 1 lap down going to be hoping to take a wave around here, but we're going to look here at our Pulse Poppers instant replay. Drivers not indicating when they were coming into pit road, checking up in the middle of the racetrack, and this is what brought out these drivers to run into one another, and just calamity ensues after that. And
oh, wow.
Here's the aftermath. Tyler King, Dean Moore's involved, a couple of others, and
Aaron Cooper.
Oh, this is the moment. 20 laps to go. When we go green, this is going to be about close to 15 laps to go. It's crunch time. You want that track position, but if you got extra tires, you got to use them up.
72, Tidrick there as well, as we watch an extended replay of what happened here as the caution comes out. Shootout time, if you will, tonight. And, man, watch this again, working out of 3 and 4, 20 to go. And it already broke loose.
Yeah, at that point, drivers had already ran into one another, and seeing those, Aaron Cooper just sliding on by. But pit stops, got to be busy here.
Pit stop?
See how fast they can get through. Troy Daggett, though, this is the perfect time for Troy. You see the fact that he's got some scrub marks on the right side of the 51. He's got a fast rear. Might think about using it here to maximize that speed as well as take tires. So we got Kevin Smith, that of Dennis Moore. Dennis Moore, I think, is in one of the best spots possible. The 44 was quick in that first stint. He's going to be a driver for sure in my eyes. Oh, yeah. Same with Kevin Smith. Those are 2 very strong trucks. Also, the waiver rounds. How many drivers are going to be losing ground?
Daggett out. Moore beats them both. Daggett over Smith. By the way, Dennis Moore, he's got 1 win this year on the trucks. That was, of course, last. It was on April 7th, if you will. April 7th, he picked up a win, and that was at the Dover Motor Speedway, NASCAR at Dover this weekend. By the way, a runner-up finish on March 31st, a second best there for the Las Vegas event. And last week at Darlington, he got himself a top 15 finish after starting on the outside of the front row. So there we go. Hey, by the way, understanding that we are coming up on our final commercial break, we're also going to go ahead and swing in our 10 seconds of network identification as well, as we're closing in on a quarter till the hour. So that's okay. We'll do that. Got to follow our FCC obligations as we see some more trucks of Iverson, Rogers, Kim come to the pit lane. We're ready to settle it for you. Samuel and I bring it to you. iRacing on LSRTV from Kansas and on the Community Radio Network. We're back after timeout. So Iverson coming to the pit lane. I'm sorry, Samuel. I thought Charles was going to go to commercial break. Maybe we're not doing it yet. I got confused there. I thought he said we were going to go to commercial break.
Nope, that was not on the radar. Nope.
Okay. He stepped away. So he has stepped away. I thought he okay.
You misunderstood what he said in our ear.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I honestly thought we were going to commercial break, which actually I was thinking, I was like, okay, we're coming up on 20 to the hour. If we need to, we can do that, but it's all good. So, yeah, never mind. You're seeing pit stops ongoing. Iverson is on the pit lane getting work done. Samuel, if you have that fast repair, you hinted on this earlier, do you think we're setting ourselves up for more crazy chaos? Or do you think if you got that opportunity, lay your cards on the table right now, 20 laps to go, it's time to go in stealth mode. It's time to be aggressive, get to the front, do whatever you can to win.
Yeah, I mean, right now, majority of the field, about 3/4 of the field, has already used their fast repair. And with the timing of this yellow, it puts us in that crunch time of a mad dash. And for that of Dennis Moore, Troy Daggett actually did use his fast repairs. You're seeing all the drivers taking their wave around where he's stacked up and ready to go this time by. But with the drivers that have saved their fast repairs, they could get a little bit more aggressive here on this go-around. But Wesley, for the drivers that decided to stay out and wait for a late yellow, that was our top 11. That means everyone from 12th on back, they're going to be on older tires that when they came into pit road, they're stuck with. Everyone from 11th forward, they're in a prime position. There's some drivers that I don't even think we're on our radar to watch out for.
Yeah, there's some new drivers up there. I don't want to say the word disrespectfully, but there's some new fresh meat up there, and they're hungry. And they want to win. They want to show their strengths here. They got some guys that you look at Dennis Moore. He's got one win this year at Dover, and obviously Dover is nothing like Kansas Speedway, if you will, as you're on board. But Kevin Smith, he hasn't gone vertical yet, but there you see Kevin Smith, and there you see his setup. Look at, he's got the throttle there, Samuel. Is that the throttle? He's got a stick shift there?
He's got a stick shift. I believe that's going to be his H pattern that he's working with, shifting his way through. Some drivers prefer the H pattern shifting. Others like using paddles on the steering wheel themselves. But we are green, 16 laps to go. As you see the 00 trying to run down our two favorites right now that are up front. This is going to be a duel between that of Moore and Smith on who can get it done here tonight.
Look at those multiple camera angles. Awesome work there by Charles Wooten.
Oh, yellow flag.
Whoa, caution's out here. Wow.
And this is no surprise.
Yeah, we weren't expecting. I had a feeling we were expecting the caution to come out here, and I think it's going to get even more aggressive. I think we're saying that Aaron Cooper and B.J. Tidrick have wrecked, is what they're saying on the simulator here. So we'll find out and see what happened. And Samuel, that's the thing for B.J. Tidrick, man. He has not won a race on the Northwest for Cup or Truck, and it was a Cup win back in May of 2020. Look at this calamity. Holy goodness, Tidrick and Cooper, Brightsman, Reynolds. Oh, man, Toby Ritter's just barely getting by, Samuel. Can we go on board with Tidrick? I wonder what that ride was going to be like, Samuel. He looked like a rocket going off into liftoff.
Yeah, I mean, this, as we're going to see on the restart, why all the drivers are single filed out, it's because those are all the drivers that took the wave around. And watch out for the blue machine. That's going to be Dana Rogers, who's going to be very slow and actually going to be making contact with Aaron Cooper here on the exit of the corner. And at that point, everyone was just on survival mode. There's the contact, and there goes everyone just spilling and airborne. Goes that of Tidrick.
He looked like a rocket ship going off into orbit. And then there you see everyone else just scattering left and right to miss him. And there's a look at the caution. By the way, all drivers were uninjured in that crash. All they got to do is just hit the escape button, and maybe some hurt feelings, maybe a little frustration, but they go on to race again next week. By the way, next week, Samuel, we are racing next week. Man, it's going to be fun. The next round is going to be, of course, at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We saw a fun race with the Cup cars about the second race of the year, but now we're going to see what the trucks can do at Atlanta.
Yeah, and Atlanta is going to be an interesting one for these drivers, as you think of Atlanta in this truck series throughout, all the different seasons. It has been one of the funnest mile-and-a-half tracks to watch. and I can't wait to see who's going to be coming in, making a little bit of noise here. I know that for Caden Anderson, he's going to be obviously a favorite to watch out for, but who else could potentially try to rival and go after them?
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be really, really fun, and we hope that you certainly enjoy it. Again, that's going to be Atlanta Motor Speedway next Thursday night. By the way, the Northwest Racing Series consists of the Cup and the Truck Series. The Cup Series is on Monday night, same time, same networks. LSRTV, iRacing on LSRTV, and of course the Community Radio Network for the radio coverage, just like TV and MRN or PRN for NASCAR. The same for our coverage of Northwest Racing Series as well. And next week, Cup cars at Kansas. Then we move to Atlanta, and it should be exciting and fun on the way. I think the Cup cars are soon racing at COTA. The upcoming schedule. Here's the deal. We are racing, Samuel, up till Memorial Day weekend, and then we've got 5 or 6 weeks of racing, counting tonight with the Northwest Series, and then they take a break. And honestly, after going for so long, we need a break. They need a break. Recharge your batteries. Enjoy Memorial Day. Thank you to the men and women who have fought and died for our country, and those that still continue to do so. And we repack, recharge our batteries, and come back for another stretch up until 4th of July.
Yeah, well, we come back from Memorial. We come back from Memorial weekend, and then we have one Sonoma race, and then we have a week 13 break, and then we go off on our 2-week stretch, and then we got 4th of July. It's a little bit of a periodic time, and then after 4th of July,
take off for the summer. It's too damn hot.
Yeah, after July, that's when it just goes off, and I'm excited for that.
By the way, Samuel, it was a nice, comfortable 65 degrees and sunny in North Carolina today. How hot was it in North Carolina, in California?
Oh, I see you got a little bit of taste of what my weather's been like for the past couple of months. It's it's nice, isn't it?
It's about the heat?
No, just 65 and cool and nice with a nice breeze.
Oh, I take it better. I like it better than 70, 80, 90 degrees like it was on Monday for sure. Definitely. It's humid at 75 in Wichita Falls, Texas. Yeah. Solar panels are not working in Charles' favor for air conditioning. It just ain't happening. Hey, oh my goodness. What was the word that Danny Bone used on Finish Line today? I should have tweeted it. I freaking forgot it. Yeah, perfect word. Go back and watch Finish Line. You're going to be glad you did. Danny Bone interview was classic. Here we go. It even made, I think it made Charles chuckle and spit out his big glass of milk as we go back for the restart. 11 to go.
11 laps to go. It's going to be Kevin Smith, Troy Daggett, and also that of Ray Fournier going to be those drivers trying to hunt down Dennis Moore. And Moore's looking good for himself for the 44 off the exit of the corner. But Wesley, the question is, for some of the drivers further back, how well can they make the charge? The pass for the lead is on.
Here comes Kevin Smith. Excuse me, coming through. I want to win. And look at Smith, overshot the corner as Dan Lowther's in the wall. Lowther's in the wall, 63. He falls back. Will stay green. 10 to go here in Kansas.
Oh, no.
They're off in turn 1, and they're wrecking again. Oh, no. It all started because of Dan Lowther. And Kamari got up on his lid. He got into Aaron Cooper. Calamity on lap 91. And we're not done wrecking yet.
Oh, man. James Vining did his best to try to get through that. But gets clipped and that's
was that
the catalyst.
Vining that got clipped?
Yeah, that was Vining that got clipped. Just unawareness.
Kamari airborne. I think Aaron Cooper got involved. We're going to see here. Oh, my goodness.
The black and red, that's Vining. And then the 15th Kamari that you're going to see clipped. Then there goes Kamari, just an innocent victim. And let's do a soft little roll for a second.
My apologies. That wasn't Aaron Cooper. That was the Catman of James Vining.
It was just a little bit of assistance.
Yeah, he did. A little bit. But, yeah, airborne. Hey, my goodness. Hey, listen, we're coming up on 10 laps to go. We are coming up on the top of the hour. So let's pause for 10 seconds of radio ID for network identification and our final break. We might go side by side so you don't miss a thing as well. And Samuel and I bring you to the finish, the Northwest Trucks at Kansas.
You're listening to the Community Radio Network. Follow us via social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at CRN Sports. Plus, listen to other games at 87.5 FM or join us anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. We are CRN.
Hey, it's broadcast personality Wesley Outland, and for the second year in a row, the Community Radio Network is excited to also be the voice of iRacing on LSRTV every Monday and Thursday night with the Northwest Racing Series for Cup and Truck. Join yours truly, Justin Prince and Samuel Dyer, every week as they race towards a championship. We're also on the radio in the Triangle in the Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina area at 87.5 WCRN and anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. Click play. Check out the coverage, the power of radio to the imagination of the listener, esports style. We are the Community Radio Network, the voice of iRacing on LSRTV. Check it out when you can, and replays are always up too.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC 811 app. Know what's below before you dig. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
Shootout time, 7 laps to go. Settle in here, 2 attempts at a green-white checker if need be for overtime. Samuel Dyer, Wesley Outland back with you. Samuel, this has actually turned out to be a pretty exciting race at Kansas. Like I said, it's not nose to tail. It has not disappointed. I think we're going to see probably the same outcome with this new next-gen Cup car on Monday as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things for these drivers. It has been a wild one. We had a little bit of a green flag run in the middle of this race, but then it's got to calamity. And honestly, I'm not surprised when you get these drivers and these trucks full throttle majority of the first stint of these of these new tires. They're going to be forcing it 2, 3, some even tried 4 wide at times, which is prime opportunity for big ones to strike. Which, unfortunately, there's been a lot of drivers that are now out of this race and done. But this is now giving opportunities for some of the drivers that were further back battling for 20th, now have an opportunity to go for a top 5, top 10 finish. This is a great chance for these drivers. But really, the 2 dogs that are going to go for the win, as we're going to go 5 laps to go when we go green, Kevin Smith, Dennis Moore, front 2. I don't know if there's anyone else that really can pressure them.
Can I say something? How about Ray Fournier in the 26 truck? Samuel, he was the truck that was used on the flyer for advertising this race. I'm telling you, man, it's some kind of a mojo thing here. When your truck's being used for the PR advertising, you got to shine. You got to do great. And Ray Fournier is looking to have probably one of the best finishes he's ever had, probably in his career of Northwest Trucks, since he won the truck dash race last year at Daytona.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking good for himself. You also got Scott Hutchinson, biggest mover of the night, tied with Ray Fournier. And I got to say, it's looking good for a lot of these drivers. Will Duvall, Andrew Ortega, Ron Hunter. I mean, those drivers looking strong. But Cole Rass in 9th, don't be too worrisome. He's going to look quick as well.
It'll be 5 laps to go when the field makes their way back to the Geico restart zone. It's Kevin Smith ready to pound the throttle, puts them back through the gearboxes and back to full song. Green flag in the air as he scampers away big time from the pack. 2, 3, 5 truck lengths now as they dive to turn 1. Smith hunkers down on the bottom of the white line. He's the man out in front. He's looking to be the first winner 2 times this year. He's in the back straightaway, but here comes Moore after tagging in 2 into turn 3.
Yeah, Daggett had the better launch on the restart on the inside, and that put Dennis Moore in the back foot, but now able to make the pass for second. This is going to be where Dennis Moore can try to make a little bit of a rebound. It's Ray Fournier not able to make the move there for third place. He's losing ground. This is giving an opportunity for Will Duvall to potentially move up, and there's the big one.
Oh, my goodness, trouble. Wreck in the tri-oval. Renner's involved. Reynolds involved. Dan West Jr. involved. What a crash. Holy cow. He went flying through the air. Comes back down, and we have just literally set ourselves, Samuel Dyer, for proverbial overtime here tonight. An extended green-white checker at Kansas. Watch the replay, my friend.
And it's going to be watching these drivers talked about it. They're all set up. They're packed in, fresh tires. They're going to try everything that they can. And Anderson, and oh, it was Ritters. Ritters just came up into Dan West Jr. just slightly, and the calamity strikes.
Ritters into West. West into Anderson. Anderson into Reynolds. Let's go on board with the 12 of Briar Reynolds. This should be fun.
And the big thing here, Wesley, is we're watching this replay. The majority of the drivers that were just involved with this had already used their fast repairs, required damage. They're done. They're not making it overtime, and we are now in overtime.
Yeah, this is frustrating. Watch this again and listen. What's the word, Samuel, as the truck comes down and rests on all four? 2 words. You said it during the major series. A helpless feeling. He had nowhere to go. He didn't know he was literally flying through the air until he realized he's flying through the air.
Yeah, I mean, you see the contact initially happening in front of you, and you hope that you could just full throttle your way past, and sometimes you're just the innocent victim of someone else's mistake. And, you know, it's kind of been the same story all night long. Just drivers' unawareness of how close they are to drivers around them, and also just the spacing between one another has not been very clean. Kind of been a fault of spotters. For those that might be having spotters, some just, again, predicting what other drivers are going to do instead of just being aware of their surroundings. And sometimes when you're trying to over-predict or assume, Wesley, it can get you in trouble. Well, we've seen that a lot here tonight.
3 laps to go. Okay, so we are closing in on lap number 99. So we are literally at 3 laps to go because we have passed the scheduled distance. We are going to go into overtime. Here's the deal. This is how it goes. It's just like real NASCAR. 2 attempts at a green-white checker. If the field takes the white flag on the first attempt and a caution comes out, they race back to the checker. Same thing in the second attempt. If there is a caution before the white flag comes out on the second attempt, the field is frozen based on time of caution for whatever happened for the wreck, and they determine the lineup from there. But honestly, Samuel, we've never really seen it happen that way. We've always seen these guys take the CRN1 to go, and if they do, first or second attempt, take the CRN1 to go, wreckers or checkers, they're coming back to the line for the checkered flag, even if it's under caution.
Yeah, I think the one time that I can remember is when we forgot that they only have 2 attempts in overtime back in I believe that was Gateway overtime that was going on for the Cups. And yeah, that was that was the one time we're like, wait a minute, we thought it was 3 for the longest time.
Yep, that's when they finally said, okay, guys, let's go back and clarify the rule book here. So yes, for sure. So that's the dealio. 2 attempts. And honestly, Samuel, I don't think we're done wrecking yet. I think we, like I said, 10, 15 laps to go, aggressive, pegged. You're going to do what you got to do to be there at the end to win this race. And you think of Kevin Smith and Dennis Moore, both drivers that are repeat winners already on the series. You've got Troy Daggett and Ray Fournier. How about B.J. Duvall, Samuel? Can we show him? Can we show him the VR man? Originally from Mannington, West Virginia, now one of our Northwest regulars. Watch this man right there, Samuel. He's in the top 5. The 85 machine. Look at this guy. And I think we're going to try to go on board with him one more time. The VR man.
But yeah, no, this for Will, for a lot of these drivers, this has been a kind of a chance of opportunity, mainly because of the timing of the yellow. When we went on a long green flag run, had a lot of drivers have to do green flag pit stops. It put the majority of the field one lap down, and there were about 10, 11 drivers that were able to take advantage of staying out and being on the lead lap when the yellow flag waved back when it was 20 laps to go. And Will Duvall was one of those drivers. Ray Fournier, Troy Daggett was another one of those drivers that really grabbed advantage here. Ortega, Hutchinson, and Ron Hunter. They've done a great job to stay up front, but this is overtime. And as well, Wesley, Will Duvall's going to have a driver who is outside that is very aggressive, willing to make some big moves. Cole Raz is in 6th.
So we're watching some people in the chat box, and said the Ritter's family is saying that that's not Toby's fault. The accident was not Toby Ritter's fault. I just think it's a racing deal. You're coming to the end of the race, and things happen, obviously. Will the current leader win in overtime? 80% say no. 20% say yes. We'll find out. Overtime attempt number 1. You're on board with Will Duvall as he falls all the way back into the clutches of the top 6. And Smith is gone off turn 2.
Smith is gone, and then also you just saw there Raz take 2 for 1 through our first couple of corners there. Now going to be up to 4th on the back bumper of Dennis Moore as up front, the 00. He's looking good for now. And once again, just like the last restart, it was Troy Daggett that had to put Dennis Moore in a bad opportune spot. And this is now going to give us chances. They're going to be 3, 4 wide back there battling for 10.
White flag. CRN 1 to go. This is it. Final lap of the race.
Troy Daggett just got spun.
Oh no, Daggett crashes. He was in the top 3. They're wrecking behind them. Roy Grande gets turned. He gets into Hunter. Meanwhile, the race is going on to the back straightaway into turn 3.
Kevin Smith, he's looking strong. He's looking good. There's no one close to him. And Wesley, our first 2-time winner, Smith out of 4.
He missed last week at Darlington. It ate him alive. He's back again, and he's the first 2-time winner of the year after 6 were different winners of the season. Hermiston, Washington's Kevin Smith wins tonight in the trucks at Kansas in overtime. 1 attempt. The points leader, the man right behind him, Dennis Moore, will settle for 2nd for the Beaver State Racing Clan. A good points day. Cole Raz, Darlington winner, 3rd. And we get ready for the celebration to begin. And Samuel, for those 20% that voted and said yes, you were right. Evan Smith holds on from the top spot to win this race, and you're on board with him right now as the celebration is about to begin for the Northwest High 5 salute.
Got to get in the right gear, find the right spot, and Kevin Smith's just rolling around having some fun at the moment. But he knows he's going to start burning it down. He got to be gut-wrenching, though, looking at some of the other drivers who are involved with some of the big wrecks there on the white flag. Again, when white flag comes out, gloves are off. You can make as much contact with the drivers around you. Admins might not like it, but you can beat and bang and wreck some drivers and get away with not bringing out a yellow. And poor Troy Daggett running up in top 3. Almost had an opportunity for a top 3 finish. He's going to finish back in 18th place. And that's going to give Cole Raz up front. Oh, boy.
Caden Anderson, he just said, penny for your thoughts, Chief. Oh, my goodness. Onenbacher through the air. He flew so high, well, look at Ray Fournier. Come on, buddy. Oh, you missed him. Strike 1.
Hey, grass is hard. It's really hard to drive on the grass, to be fair.
Swing and a miss, strike 1, and it's in the dirt. Onenbacher got so high, Samuel. I never thought I could use a baseball broadcast terminology in racing. Somehow, some way, Onenbacher hit the winner Smith so hard, Samuel. He flew through the air. He came back down with the sun as a shadow. Seriously.
Yeah, he certainly got to get a taste of what the clouds were like here tonight going up there as the race is done. And Wesley, this top 10, fantastic here tonight.
Yes. Well, hey, listen, it's just so damn nice to have overlays again. Ignore the Northwest Cup Series. Quick promo for them. They're here at Kansas on Monday. Charles, don't change a thing because you'll need it Monday night. Kevin Smith is the winner. So Dennis Morris in 2nd spot. Cole Raz 3rd. BJ Duvall 4th. And Ray Fournier. Another great finish for him in the top 5. John Onenbacher 6th. Scott Hutchinson 7th. Angel Ortega happy 8th, Ron Hunter. 9th, another driver that had some problems earlier, Samuel, finishing in the top 10, along with the defending Cup champion of last year, Chris White, 10th.
Yeah, top 10, enjoying how you finish. These are drivers that thought they had opportunities for a top 10 finish, but you'll take whatever you can with Tyler King in 11th place, with that of Cameron Iverson, Sean Breitzman with Carl Burke, and also that of Casey Garber going to finish out your top 15. Kate Anderson, Dan Lather, Troy Daggett, Dean Moore, and Robert Gamble finishing out your top 20.
21st will be Roy Grande, followed by William Fletcher. I feel so bad. I think I jinxed him. Multiple laps down. Tyler Kim, 23rd. Frank Harris at one time hanging in the top 10. I wonder if that smoking in the smoke got in front of the ashtray hurt him. He finishes 24th. Brian Bloom, 2021 ARCA Northwest champion, 25th. Vinnie McDonald, Briar Reynolds at one time. He was known. Jack Daniels, Team America truck was up there earlier. Dana Rogers, Toby Ritter's controversial or not. I don't know if Dan Lowther got into him or he got into Dan or Dan West Jr. Sorry about that. They finish multiple laps down in 29th and 30th. And to run out the rundown, there you go, Samuel.
Yeah, going to be Aaron Cooper in 31st position, James Vining, as well as that of going to be seeing Kamari, Duncan, Jeff Stabnow, and it's going to be that of BJ Tidrick finishing out our 36 drivers that race here tonight.
When we come back, it is the finish line post-race wrap-up. We'll wrap things up here coming up at Kansas. We'll close things out, get you a preview for LTAC and Nazareth tomorrow night, get you ready for the Major Series presented by Majors Garage on Sunday. And, hey, the Cup cars are back on Monday night as well, right here with Justin Prince and myself. Don't go anywhere. Samuel and I will be back for the post-race wrap-up on iRacing on LSRTV and the Community Radio Network. Big win, first two-time winner of the season, Kevin Smith in the 00. Hey, it's time for the finish line. Post-race wrap-up, by the way, finish line, even though it was today with great guests, finish line is every Wednesday afternoon on Fox Sports Radio affiliates in the Carolinas, iHeartRadio and the Community Radio Network, as well as video coverage on Live Sim Racing thanks to Rocket Media with yours truly and Charles Wooten every week, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Archives are available. Replays are always available, as well as the great sim coverage. And now we're going to grab a word with our drivers here tonight at Kansas. We'll talk to Kevin Smith in a minute. Cole Raz, winner last week at the race at Darlington. Cole, you'll settle for third, but you had some hiccups along the way. This race was a quick sprint, if you will. Normally we're close to 200 miles, 134 laps. Somebody made the hiccup. It was a 100-lap sprint besides the overtime. Do you think that pegged the aggressive meter, knowing that this was going to be a fast sprint, if you will? 100 laps went by fairly quickly.
Yeah, it went by pretty quick, but I think the aggressiveness was about the same as it is every weekend. I think we had an all right night, just kind of up and down. Just got trapped a lap down there when we made our green flag pit stop and got the truck better. Just had nothing to show for the end. No long runs to have, So that's part of it, but we dialed it in, and next time we come back here, it'll be strong.
I mean, Cole, it was still a strong run and great recovery for yourself here tonight. How are you feeling knowing that this is quite a long stretch that we're going on with the cookie cutter ovals that we're going to? How are you feeling about these next 3 races that are coming up?
I feel good with them. I think we're strong anywhere we go. We just got to put the time in and really get our trucks right. We just as a group, we all have relatively the same driving styles, and we all are able to match that. And we just ran out a little bit of time, just a little bit different weather today for the setup compared to last night, so that kind of threw me off. We just kind of put us behind the 8 ball just a little bit, but we slowly got the ball rolling again, just a little too late.
Well, Cole, definitely a good point stay for you, man. On to the next race next week at Atlanta. The track a mile and a half. We're going to the intermediate tracks now. Do you feel like you got a shot to come back there and become now the second two-time winner of the year, joining Kevin Smith, you think?
I'd like to hope so. I mean, you can't go into a race not thinking you don't have a shot to win. So, if you're thinking you don't have any chance, might as well just park it and not even show up. So, we're gonna go in, with a lot of aggressiveness and go get ourselves another one.
All right, man. Segue into that. Thank your sponsors.
Hey, big thank you, Wells Johnson, Master Wrench, Kate Anderson Racing, everybody back at the shop. Work real hard. LSRTV, everybody that helps put this on, and all the fans for tuning in.
Hey, where are you racing for real this weekend? Where are you going to be at?
I'll be spotting my brother at Wenatchee Valley Super Oval this weekend, and then we got a few back-to-back weekends where I'll be racing, but just going hard on the family car.
There you go, one of the drivers of the Alan Quickie Driver Development Program. And, of course, we had Luke Finhouse on finish line, the defending KDTP champion of last year, winner at Slinger this afternoon. And that's the driver out of Lake Oswego, Oregon, of Mr. Cole Rass, third place winner last week at Darlington. Dennis Moore, another solid race for him. He does have one win on the year and a good points night as well. You're going to finish second here, Dennis, but Beaver State Racing is still going to go away looking at the overall picture of the points lead. Does that matter, honestly, or do you feel like that really doesn't mean anything 7 races in because the points are going to reset for the playoffs anyway?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anytime you can lead the points in this series, it's some sort of an accomplishment. There's a lot of talented drivers here. I think there's probably 10 or 12 drivers who could win this year for sure. Compared to the last, couple years, there's only about 5 or 6. So it's definitely important. It's good to have that cushion. You don't have to worry about pointing your way into the playoffs or anything like that.
I mean, Dennis, we saw in those last 2 restarts, you had to start on the outside of Kevin, and you also found yourself battling with Troy Daggett there a bit. Did you feel like potentially that was the reason why you didn't really have an opportunity to go after Kevin Smith, was because you were trapped on the outside on that restart?
Yeah, absolutely. I can't stand starting second, especially Kevin. He's got a quick reaction time. I feel like we had the best truck, in my opinion, on the long run, but we didn't really get a chance to show it because there was 10 cautions, and then the drafts is so substantial here on the short run. Everyone's the same speed, so you're trying to be on Kevin's bumper with 1 lap to go and hopefully get a run on him, but it's just tough when you're starting on the outside trying to react as soon as he does.
Well, listen, you're going to walk away with the points lead, 15 points over, ironically, the man that finished in third and the Darlington winner, Cole Rass. And Dennis, obviously, man, I say this humbly, I think of people like Kevin Smith. I think of drivers like, Troy Daggett before he had his miss woes, Ray Fournier. I think it's awesome seeing drivers that have had problems in the past. They're getting better. They're getting their knowledge. They're getting more seat time, and it shows. The finishes show. It might not be in victory lane, but it shows being consistent and being up on the podium for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Kevin and Ryan have really upped their game this year. We're comparing setups all throughout the week to see who's got the fastest setup, and this week was kind of a push, I think. We raced Tuesday in a different league together, and I won that one, and they won this one. So it's been a lot of fun having guys with the same setup speed as us. Obviously, Caden Cole, and you never count on Jeff Stabnow and Dan West and Sean Bryceman, those guys either.
All right, buddy. We got anybody want to thank sponsor-wise? On to the next one.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys first, everybody in Northwest Racing Series, Beaver State Racing Crew, Nicole Bryan Photography, and More Speed Setup Shop.
There you go. There's the man that'll lead the points lead by 15, Samuel, over Cole Rass when we pack it up and go to Atlanta next week for the trucks. 43 for Caden Anderson, 45 for Garber. Ryan Bloom in the top 5 of the point standings. That is Dennis Moore. Victory lane we go. here is why it is so important not to miss a week. And Kevin Smith, it is so great to have you back, because this is your first repeat winner of the season, okay? You won Richmond earlier in the year in round 2. Now you win here tonight at Kansas. But because you missed last week, you are still in the top 10 of the points, but you fall all the way back to 8th. Missing last Thursday, how bad did that hurt you, and did that mean so much to get back here tonight at Kansas and win? Congratulations.
First off, thank you. Yeah, win was great. And you're right, missing last week was horrible. I took a nice fight. I turned 50, so I went on a nice weekend getaway with my family. But yeah, it hurt. It hurt a lot because I felt like I could win that race. I felt like I had a great truck and a great set and could compete and win that race too. So to get back this week and get in the victory lane and get that win is awesome.
I mean, Kevin, it was spectacular to watch you up front and really on those restarts where we saw you capitalizing. But coming to the white flag, going into turn number 1, when you saw Troy Daggett and other drivers making contact behind you in your mirror, what sensation and what feeling were you coming out of turn 2?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're coming to the white and you get through 1 and 2 and you don't see anything filling up your mirror at a track like this where you're going to be wide open through 3 and 4, you feel really good. So that, I don't want to see anybody wreck. I really wanted to race Dennis or someone, really hard there for the win. But I was going for it, so it is what it is, I guess.
Hey, listen, so let's go back to week 2 of the season. Richmond, that track, let's be honest, it's 3/4 of a mile, but the track is in similarity configuration the same way Kansas is, the same way Michigan is, or Auto Club is, or Chicagoland would be. Kansas is a big super speedway of Richmond. Did you use the setup for Richmond on the short track that sometimes you got to drive like a super speedway and vice versa to help you get the win here tonight of the 00, Kevin?
No, it wasn't even close. The setup we used tonight was a lot different. I mean, Richmond, heavy brakes, you're rolling through the corners. Here, you're wide open for a lot of it. And then, you gotta save a little. I know those Beaver State guys were going to be fast. Like Dennis said, we raced them in another race earlier this week, and they had a lot of speed. Dennis has a lot of long run speed. I knew if I had a shot to win, it was going to be in the last 10 laps, kind of the way it's set up right there. So that kind of fits kind of my style. But no, they weren't that close.
Well, congratulations to you, man. What does it mean to be the first 2-time winner of the season? And we also want you to thank your sponsors in closing, bud.
Yeah, no, it's great. Like others have said, there's so many talented racers in this series. The Moores and the Razes, just all of them. Caden Anderson, Jeff and Dan, all these guys are just super fast. As far as thanking, I want to thank my team, Thunder Road. Ray's assembled an amazing team this year. We're having a lot of fun. But I couldn't do any of this, guys, without just a great friend and a great teammate, Ryan Bloom. He puts so much time, energy, and effort into these sets, and I credit these wins to him. I just drive these fast race cars, and he does a lot getting these things ready. And then, West Coast Goalkeeping, LSRTV. You guys rock each and every week. It's just a blast to go back after these races and go watch these things because you guys just have so much fun doing this. And our series, LSRTV, Sean and Jeff just do a heck of a job putting on a great show week in and week out, and we just have a ton of fun doing this. Oh, and Click It RV. Can't forget Click It RV. If you guys are in the market or anyone's in the market for a used or new travel trailer, motorhome, fifth wheel, anything like that, come see us, clickitrv.com.
He certainly was. Oh, and by the way, in closing, Kevin, you were one of the drivers we had on camera tonight on board. Remember, next time, turn your camera vertical, and it will make your screen bigger when we show you on the broadcast.
Well, there you go. You can't get everything right. Anyways, well, that's awesome. I'm glad you guys got to see that, and I'm glad you guys are doing that because I think it makes for a great experience for the people watching and kind of seeing what we're doing here. But very cool for you guys to do that.
Yes, sir, definitely, buddy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's Kevin Smith. He picks up the win. All right, Samuel, we're jumping off the air, man, real quickly. Your take of Kansas. We pack it up here tonight at Kansas. Dennis Moore, the virtual traveling circus, travels now to next week Atlanta Motor Speedway from Kansas. He's got the points lead. Kevin Smith, 2 wins on the year. Kansas did not disappoint. You're taking everything in closing.
Yeah, we got to find some patience. That is the big thing for the drivers here tonight. We saw a lot of wrecks, a lot of yellows coming out with just a lack of awareness on the drivers and assuming where drivers are going to go. It's going to be a little bit easier going to Atlanta, but we're still going to be seeing a lot of side-by-side racing there. Hopefully we can clean that up going into next week because a lot of these wrecks could have been avoidable, but we hope that it gets better. But also, congratulations to Kevin Smith. Again, first multi-time winner this season. And Wesley, I don't think I had him picked as our first multi-time winner, but he certainly has been looking quick here in the first half of the season.
I would have never thought it. I really thought maybe somebody like Cole Raz or Sean Brightsman would break through there and do it for sure. But when it's all said and done, like we saw Sean Brightsman do in Cup, we now saw, of course, now the opportunity for Kevin Smith. Winner at Richmond and now tonight at Kansas City. On to Atlanta. Hey, by the way, tomorrow night, LSRTV coverage of iRacing, including LTAC Cup Series, presented by Tucson Sound Art of the NASRA Triple M Pulling Trucks. Samuel and I are back together Sunday night, round 4, Majors Garage Major Series. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. LSRTV, CRN. For Jeff Stabnow, Charles Wooten, and Rocket Media. Everybody on Live Sim Racing of the Community Radio Network. For Samuel Dyer, I'm Wesley Outland.